Yes, sir, baby, on the Radar Radio. Yo, special guest in the building. A lot of y'all been waiting for this one. My gosh, Shawny Binladen's in the building.
Sean fucking Wick, man. Boogeyman, you know that.
Go ahead, Nick. Throw all your monikers in there, whatever you want.
Sean fucking Wick, Boogeyman Wick, man. A big fucking sleeve, man. I know what the fuck going on.
It's almost Wickman season out here.
You know that.
You know, we in November when we recording this. I'm excited to have you here, bro.
Exciting too, bro.
You've been going crazy.
Overdue. Shit overdue right here.
Long overdue. So I want to tell you about this conversation that I want to start off with this because I think that this is beautiful. Back in, I think June is when I had Cash Cobain on the show, right? Salute, Cash.
Yeah, shout out to Cash.
Obviously, you know, you and Cash have worked together for a minute. And I remember after the interview, we were talking, and we were just talking about like the sample stuff. And, you know, we were talking about, obviously, you were in the conversation, of course, Chow Lee, Lonnie Love, everything that they doing. And then we were just having the overall conversation about sample drilling, what is about to happen, right? Definitely. And there are a lot of doubters out there. Mm-hmm. And it's beautiful to see in these past 6 months, and also what y'all have been doing for way before that, kind of all coming to fruition and kind of just, boom, now we hear sample drill is at the forefront of people's attention. Like, it's kind of crazy now. So I want to congratulate you on that, man.
I appreciate that, Brody. Definitely. King of samples.
King of samples. So, okay, so you're the king of samples. Cash is the sample god. That's how we doing it? That's how it's working?
King of samples. So I got to say King of samples, man.
What was the first sample you ever did? Do you remember?
So Drake back to back in like 015, like 016. I've been doing samples. But like the newest shit I did was like putting them on drill beats. Like I wasn't doing them on drill beats. I was doing like mad different shit with this shit. But now we put them on drill beats. Like I did that. Like me and Cash honestly did that.
Right, because I see Cash all the time. He's like, just so y'all know who was here when we started this shit.
That's a fact.
Because he be talking this shit. He be getting tight when people try to discredit like the work that y'all have done together.
Nah, that's a fact. Definitely, Brody. Me and Brody definitely started that shit though. Definitely.
Because like sampling's always been like such a big important part of hip hop. It's in the roots of hip hop. It's from the very beginning. But this wave, this resurgence that you guys kind of brought to the forefront of everybody's attention, especially in New York, is a completely different beast than what we've ever seen before.
Definitely. I see that shit too. That shit be making me look like, damn, I didn't even think this shit was gonna get like that. But it was a point in time niggas was saying like they didn't think this shit was gonna even, you know, get to this point or whatever. So now to see that everybody doing that shit, something like that shit, I'm happy, honestly. Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of people look up like they was inspired by my shit, so now do y'all thing. Like, you feel me? Like, as long as niggas give me my credit,
right? I
don't give a fuck. I don't want to do no songs with no niggas. We could collab, but I'm saying like I ain't looking for no songs, no feats, none of that shit. Nigga, just let it be known, nigga. Like you was inspired by my shit, bro. Ain't no dick riding shit, bro. Like I give a nigga credit when it's due. You feel me? I fuck with all the upcoming people. You feel me? Like. Definitely, like I fuck with all the upcoming people, bro. They keeping this shit going, you feel me? Mm-hmm. So I fuck with it.
You just want people to be like inspired by SB.
Like yeah, like I ain't gonna lie, it's one of the niggas like same way niggas be like nah Chief Keef or like yo Herbo, Kodak or Herbo. It's like nigga same shit. Like you feel me? Like I ain't gonna lie, SB was feel me. Shout out to Kai Structure. Feel me? He was up here. Feel me? Telling niggas. It's another nigga that was up here. My son. Oh yeah, 222. That's my boy, definitely. But it was a SOS
B4L.
Yeah, shout out to him too. He was definitely.
You paid attention. You heavy paid attention.
Shout out to him. Feel me? Like I fuck with people. Ain't no dick riding shit, bro. That's respect, bro. I fuck with him. Like,
and that's what
I want to work with niggas like that. You feel me?
Yeah,
like,
that's what Sos said too. Because Sos was like, because we were having the conversation about how. You said dick ride and like a lot of people will for some reason like if I came out here and I'm like yo I want to give SB his credit for what SB did. There'll be there's gonna be people in the comments who are like oh yo he dick riding SB but what me and Sos are talking about is like yo like it costs nothing to show love and it costs nothing to give people their credit and you're not dick riding, you just giving someone they credit for what they've done and what they created, what they have brought to the forefront of people's attention.
$0 to be a real nigga. That's all I know.
And for them to come on the show, and even with Tutu, like I was like, I love that because it, like I said, it costs nothing to be free, and even all the people, Tutu shouted out a lot of people in that interview.
Tutu, that's my boy, definitely. Shout out Bizzy. Right.
I want to get into how y'all met them, but something that, since we on that topic of sample drill, I actually wrote down this Pitchfork headline that I thought was really funny that you posted. It says, "Is sample drill a dumb trend or the future of New York rap?" And I was like, damn, why they like, I know it wasn't like a bad article, but I was just like, damn, why did they call it a dumb trend for? Like, it's not a dumb trend.
Yeah, definitely not dumb, because you paying respect to the people that was here before us that was doing that shit. That's why I do samples. Like, I got an old soul. Like, I'm older than most of these niggas, so I don't know. Like, I grew up off that type of shit, so that shit bring me memories. Like, damn, I remember what the fuck I was doing when this shit came out. Like, damn, this shit bring back, like, life was good back then. Like, nigga, like, my life crazy right now. Right. So I'm like, damn, life was real sweet. I ain't had no charges. I ain't have no worries, nothing. I was living life. Like, when this shit came out, like, these and the other niggas just do it because they like the sound. Like, it's more to the soul for me. That's why I call it soul drill. Shit touch soul. Like, this shit touch souls. When I talk that shit, this shit touch souls. Like, I don't just be saying shit. Like, this shit ain't no rap cap. I got niggas really behind bars, nigga. Like, so that's what I do it for.
So soul drill, that's what we call him.
That's what I call it. Soul drill. King of samples, soul drill. Like, if you listen to my shit, at the end of this shit, I'm always talking about soul drill, nigga. It's real soul drill. Like, that's what I call it.
And I think that's beautiful, because, like, I don't think anybody's ever come on here and kind of brought that point up about samples and kind of taking people back. Because I get that a lot, you know, especially when you hear songs that we grew up on in the early 2000s, even like the 2010s now, where we're sampling. Like you spoke about earlier, like you sampling back to back and whatnot. But when you hear like certain records from even early 2010s, it really kind of takes you back to a different time, because I was in high school in the early 2010s. So like for me, that's like, oh shit, like this is taking me back to, like, you know, when me and my boys was biking around doing dumb shit, like things like that. And I think that's something that people, like you said, like artists don't really think about when they're doing the sample stuff.
They're just like, oh, there's some shit. They just remember it. Like, so they be like, fuck it, I'm gonna do this shit. Like,
so let it be known, SB is sampling with a purpose.
Yeah. Definitely for a purpose. Nigga, we ain't just sampling anything. Ask these niggas, they send me beats. I ain't doing that shit. Like, I'm not doing every sample. Like, I ain't trying to do every sample. Shit gotta mean a purpose. Gotta be a purpose behind that sample.
And I think that's why people respect you too, because it preserves your artistry. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, you're someone who's out here who, you know, you could look at some artists, you could be like, they care about the music, but do they really care about the music?
Fact.
You're someone who, when I look at your gram, when I see what you do, when I see how you work, you're someone who, to me, like, I could tell that you give a fuck about what you're doing and what you're putting out into the world, and you're not just like half-assing it. You're like, you're passionate about it. Like, even now, what you just said about, you know, what you've been sampling.
Definitely, though. That's how I do. Like, I don't know, like, that shit is be different for me, bro. I love this shit, though. I really make music because I really enjoy making music, bro. So I don't do this shit for the bread or none of that shit. I mean, the bread is great.
The bread is definitely, yeah.
Like, slow down, the bread is great. But I'm just saying, like, I really love, like, I enjoy doing what I'm doing, bro. Like, this shit is really fun. Like, me and my niggas vibe. Like, we do this shit off each other vibe. Like, that's why we be so deep in the spot. Like, that's why I do that shit.
Nah, and I definitely see that. So when it comes to, you know, also you be putting it on heavy for Queens, which I love, because, you know, I've having a lot of conversations about Queens lately. I've had like Fame Cobain on here. Obviously, I've had your guys on here. I'm gonna get Yaya on here, and I had the one and only Boz from Dreamville on here. Who I'm trying to. One of my goals is also I got Boz to connect with 22Gs. My next goal is to get Boz to connect with you, because I want to see that Queens shit happen. I think that's important that we preserve that. But it's kind of cool seeing, you know, y'all uplifting each other also. And like, you know, I know y'all have been like, y'all have done like the collective stuff, Yellow Tape Boys, things like that. And I think that's cool that y'all still stick together and uplift each other.
Hell yeah. Got to, bro. Like, unity is everything, bro. That's like, unity is everything, bro. That's why I stay with my niggas from 10 years and 10 years plus, bro. I don't really try to surround myself with too much new people, but I fuck with everybody though. You know?
How did you and all the guys come around? Like
me
Aura?
Me and my nigga.
Yeah, like Aura, yeah. Like, how did all y'all kind of?
We grew up together. We all from the same block.
Okay.
Honestly. So, Aura he's from Elmont, but like we got mutual friends. Like, so that's my bro though. I mean, he been fucking with us since like we damn near came out too. So he was there for all that shit. So he one of us. So that's my nigga.
Who started doing music first?
Started doing music first.
Yeah.
I was the first rapper. My shit, I ain't gonna lie. I was the first rapper, honestly. But word. I've been rapping. My son 450 was rapping though. That's how we formed YTB though. 450 been rapping though. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to my boy. Without me and 4, it wouldn't be no YTB. That's who I formed YTB with. If niggas don't know, like it's really me and 450.
Right. For anybody who doesn't know the YTB story.
Yeah, it was me and 450. Then it formed to Melly Migo, Big Yaya, Big Baby, like the whole camp. But it was really me and 450. It's
been cool tapping into all y'all these past couple months. Right. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, I've been tapped into you a little longer, but everybody else in that collective, like, it's kind of cool, you know, when I get to like learn a little bit more and I get to see that. But mostly, like, I see that because y'all be putting each other on at the same time.
Fact. It's only us. That's why I be posting all my niggas. And I got my Warhol babies. It's a lot of shit I got in store for niggas.
Is there going to be like some YTB like joint projects more down the line? Like,
yeah, I'm trying to do like a part 2 to Golden Tips and Yellow Tapes, so like a YTB mixtape shit. Like, that's what I'm trying to do next though.
It's coming. Possibly.
It's coming.
Oh, it's definitely happening. We definitely get another YTB mixtape.
Hell yeah. It wouldn't be right. Like, if we don't do that again.
Word. I love that. And even when you when you started like connecting with people from like Brooklyn and whatnot, like obviously Tutu and Bizzy, how did you make those connections? Like how did those things first start coming around?
Tutu, that was through Vok too, definitely.
Shout out Vok.
Shout out to Vok, definitely. He set that up, but Tutu after that, like we all locked in. Like I ain't gonna lie, he showed me love though since before. When I was coming up, bro, like he got me my first, like that was my first kind of big feature from Brooklyn. Like my boy was buzzing right then. So shout out to Tutu. Then after we linked up, my boy like he had that Mata shit going on. So my boy kept that Mata shit going on. So that's why I always love my boy for that. You feel me now? Like everybody saying Mata, like that shit came from Yaya and us, like, and he always let it be known though.
Yeah, like paying homage.
That's why I love that nigga for that.
Paying homage, and I think but that's also what he's about too. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, because he came on here, he's like, yo, I just want people to give my credit for what I did for the drill scene and this and that. You know, regardless of people's feelings about me and shit.
Facts.
Like I think that's really dope. And then Bizzy, obviously, you know, y'all dropped a fire record. I thought that was really dope.
Bizzy, man, definitely, that's my boy. Hell yeah! Shout out to EP too for that beat too, for that sample, bro.
Gotta give a shout out Ruby.
Shout out to my nigga Ruby too, man. Facts.
So y'all did y'all two meet because of like Tutu, or like how did you and Bizzy meet?
That was through Vok too.
That was through Vok too. So it's simple.
But it was mutual friends too. Shout out my nigga Lover Free, my niggas 30 too.
Yeah,
definitely.
I tell Bizzy this at Rolling Loud. I was like, yo, because he dropped the project over the summer, and I was like, I think you might have put out one of the hardest records of the year with 30. I think probably one of my favorite intro tracks of the entire year is 30. That shit is go crazy.
Or I did some shit with my boy G Bando too. Shout out to G Bando, definitely.
I like seeing those connections because you know I always say that like you know when you're in New York, sometimes you kind of get like the perception of like oh these people may not fuck with each other because of like the boroughs and you know like Brooklyn to Bronx to Queens, Brooklyn to Queens. But you seem like someone who you're like if you fuck with me, we can get to work. We could do obviously Cash from the Bronx, shit like that.
Yeah, my boy Cash from the Bronx. Shout out to B Lovee too, definitely. Shout out to B Lovee. That's my boy.
We got some B Lovee and Shawny.
Should be, definitely will be.
Should be. Yeah, have you told anybody that yet?
That shit would definitely shake the city though, bro. Shout out to my boy though. He definitely paying homage though.
I would love to see the two of y'all on a track together. That shit would be fire.
Definitely.
That doesn't exist yet, right?
Not yet. But it's coming though. That should have definitely, we could make it happen though. I ain't saying it's impossible.
I'll call Jelly right now. I'll be like, yo, Jelly, put B Lovee on the phone. We gotta make this shit happen.
Definitely.
But that's like, you know, like you showing love to them, they show love to you, but this and that. I love that. Cause like the Bronx drill shit, like even with their samples, like their shit is like I feel like they're the way that they're doing some of their samples, it's like super fast too. Like the speed of the songs and whatnot.
Definitely.
Like,
hell yeah. I fuck with they shit, definitely.
And even when outside of New York, you are so well known. Like, you know, obviously we know about the, you know, Drake playing, you knowing every word to the song, OVO sound.
Shout out to Drake on was on that double. Had that nigga throw that shit up, man. Shout out to Jersey, man.
When you seen that.
Pulled up, man. Pass me my album, man. That shit, nigga bugging.
Yo, I think y'all left Shawny B off Certified Lover Boy. I think
you heard.
I think Drizzy. Come on.
Yeah,
You're missing
Drizzy,
one important
I was
feature.
definitely screaming "Hoot up," man. I don't know where he came on his "Hoot up" shit. Yo, shout out to you though, man. I don't give a fuck. Man.
There was a lot of
Shout out to
samples.
you, man. You burned that nigga.
There was a lot of samples on Certified Lover
Word.
Boy, and I ain't see no Shawny B on that shit. So I got some motherfucking questions here.
Word, we both do. Word.
Shout out to Drizzy though.
Shout out to my nigga Drizzy, man.
So when you
Good
see him
nigga.
on live, it was live, right?
Yeah, him and O.B. O'Brien.
When
Shout
you
out to O.B. O'Brien.
Shout out OV O'Brien. So when you see them on live and they know every word to the record and they do that, and you know, and you see that, first of all, what was your first reaction to that?
Well, I ain't gonna lie, he was in the trap too. He was in the borough. Shout out to the borough. Word too. I was in that shit like 3 in the morning. I ain't gonna lie, niggas tagged me in that shit. I ain't gonna lie, I couldn't believe that shit. I'm like, nah, this nigga Drizzy bumping our shit, bro. Calling everybody, oh, this nigga Drizzy, well, it was bugging though, I ain't gonna lie. That shit was fire though. I see a nigga throwing that shit. I'm like, oh, nah, bro, don't be really paying attention. Like, that shit is crazy though. That was like one of my biggest cosigns. I done got co-signed by everybody damn near. Like, I think they waiting on like Trump or somebody to co-sign me for me to get like some gold shit. Somebody.
Not Trump to co-sign you, bro. Get out of here with that shit.
I don't know who they want next, Obama or somebody.
Has Drake ever reached out to you?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, you spoken?
Yeah, I spoke to Drake. I spoke to all of them. OVO Rock. Shout out to OVO Rock. Shout out to OVO Brian. That's how I got through them.
I don't need to know the details of the conversation you spoke about with Drizzy. But did he give you any gems? Did he give you anything along the lines of that, like advice?
Definitely gems. Definitely gems. Definitely gems.
I'm happy for you, bro.
Definitely gems.
I'm happy. And then you asked him, why am I not on Certified Lover Boy?
Definitely.
But I've seen, like, even I was watching, I think Spot Him Got Him. He posted, like,
Yeah,
he was listening to your
Spot
shit
Him
on live, too.
Right.
So it's kind of cool because it's like you got the Toronto, you got the New York, but then it's like, oh, shit, we going everywhere
Shout out
now.
to Babyface, too. M.I.A.
Babyface, yeah.
Bumping my shit, too. Show love.
When you look at where you were when you first sampled, like, when you were talking about back to back, and then now it's like, I'm sure that must be like a surreal experience, like thinking about like, oh shit, like we went from there to like now Drake is actually listening to our music, like, you know, Spot 'em, Babyface, like everybody like tapped in. It must be a different experience for you.
Definitely.
Now.
No, that shit is different. I ain't gonna lie. I never would have thought this shit would have got to like this. I ain't gonna lie. It was a point in time when niggas didn't know who the fuck we was. Now it's like, you know, I can't even walk outside. Damn it. Without somebody calling me, without somebody saying some shit to me, like niggas like, oh, yo, you SB, all right? Oh, I fuck with your music. Everywhere I go, it's like everywhere I go.
And now you're like, God damn it, now I gotta get the ski mask.
Yeah,
and
I got my shit right in my pocket.
you got the ski mask. What color? Black.
All black. You know we skied up. Can't let y'all niggas see the color of my shit. Got some shit on.
Yeah, because then now they'll see you outside and they'll be like, "Hey, yo, SB," and that's a mask you showed at the On the Radar interview. Like what?
That's a fact. Now my ass gonna be on the radar.
They go.
Fuck.
Then you got to go buy a new ski mask.
No
The whole
cap.
thing. So what is your love for John Wick? Like, is that's how we got like the Wickman and all
hell
that?
Yeah, hell yeah, I love that shit. I ain't gonna lie, I've been fucking with John Wick since the first shit though, but like I just related to that shit. Kinda like everybody was like when I was making my tracks and shit, they were like, nah, that sound good, nigga done killed your dog, nigga, you going crazy, like you feel me? That's how that shit came about. Like honestly, like
People were just relating you to John Wick.
yeah, like
I fuck with that. And then like even with one of my favorite things is when I first discovered you, like with the Wickmas and the Grinch imagery mixed with the Wick, and like I just thought all that was kind of conceptually, and then
shout out
obviously
to my nigga Big Yaya with that too.
oh that was his idea.
Like, he does the OG Grinchster. Shout out to my boy.
And I love that you did that around like the Christmas season too, because I was like, it's not Christmas music, but it was like, oh nah, this is kind of fire, like the whole concept of what you created with that project, and hopefully we get part 2 this year.
Nah, hell yeah, definitely. That shit is definitely gonna get a part 2. Got to. That shit shook the block. I ain't gonna lie, Mary Wickman. That's how I got a lot of these ties that I got right now through Mary Wickman.
Right.
Feel me? So.
Will you ever do like a Merry Wickmas, but like actual Christmas samples?
Yeah, I could do that shit. It's like
I feel like you should. I feel like at least one Christmas song.
yeah, I'll probably do like a couple Christmas. Cause I feel like that should be too much Christmas and it would be corny. But like I'll do some shit like
SB with a Christmas album would be crazy. You know those Christmas checks are different, right?
hell yeah. I already know. I'll do that shit though.
Word. So we might probably get part 2 this year. Might.
Definitely.
Because I like how consistent you are when you drop. Because you are someone who drops often, and you got like a lot of projects. It's just like, I feel like consistency, and I was telling this to D before you showed up, I was like, consistency is probably the most important thing in the game. You know, and you have been someone who's been consistent, and then just knowing the fact that like it's like, oh, I pick my records and samples because I love the songs too. It just makes things even, you know.
That's why I be telling like anybody, like when I give a like, they be like, yo, any advice you got to other rappers? I be like, stay consistent, my nigga. Like honestly, stay on the drawing board, bro. Like that's why I be posting previews. Like I started that really preview shit. I'm not gonna really be on some Soulja Boy shit, but like all that from the note shit. Like I really did that to really see people reaction and shit. Like, oh, this shit got 10K. Like I'm about to shoot a video to this shit. Like, oh, this shit only got like 1,000. I ain't gonna really. I'll put that shit probably on a little. I'll put that out as a single or some shit. But like, I ain't gonna do no vid and no extra shit to that shit. But I was really doing that shit, being consistent that way. Like. It's getting the people reaction because it's for the people. A lot of niggas put out music that they like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I used to be wilding, yelling on tracks, all that type of crazy shit when I first started like rapping. I used to be yelling. I'm like, all right, a lot of bitches ain't gonna be bumping nobody yelling and shit. Like, nigga bending the block, bitches ain't bumping that loud ass. She like turn that shit down. Like now I got bad bitches bumping my shit. Like baddies, nigga. Like that's why I fuck with that shit. Like you gotta switch your craft. Nigga, you gotta do this shit for your fans, bro. Those are the people that's giving you your streams. These are the people that's really pulling up to your shows, shit like that. Like, so that's how I do this shit.
I think that's an underrated. People don't pay attention enough to what you just said. Think about what you just said, because artists will come on and they'll be like, "Oh, I just want to make the music that me and my boys can listen to."
Yeah, fuck that.
Fuck that. Because like you gotta think you want women to listen to it.
I'm gonna talk that shit, so I already know my niggas gonna relate to that shit. Like, so regardless, like I'm just putting the world onto this shit. Like.
Yeah, you want to be able to like not only also you want to touch women, but you also want to be able to touch like everything beyond that too. You want to touch like you want your music to be able to be something that people can bump in other countries too.
Definitely, hell yeah, definitely.
Cause I think of like one of my coworkers told me when he went to France. He said, "Yo, I haven't been able to go 10 minutes walking around these streets without hearing Pop Smoke playing." And I'm like, that is the testament.
Fire.
That's what you want. You want your shit to be like that one day.
Definitely, that'll be fire.
To have like to be able to have that foreign appeal and all that.
Definitely.
And you're also a Pops now, right?
Yeah, I've been a Pops 3 years.
Well, I mean, you've been a Pops. You've been a Pops, but I meant to say, so how did like being a Pops kind of like change your outlook on like everything and everything
That's
going on?
why that shit got me like how I am now, like just so focused on shit. Like I wish I would have knew like what I knew now, then. You feel me? That shit fucked me up, but it's like can't cry over spilled milk, but now I just move accordingly and shit. Like tactical. Let me switch that shit. I move tactical, like, type shit. Cause I got a son. Like
you got to. What has fatherhood taught you?
It's to set just to be a good example for my son. Like I want better for my son. I don't want my son doing like none of the shit I'm on that I was on. So that's all.
Just kind of.
I just want him to be a better me. You feel me?
Word.
Better than me. Word.
And we got some things going on with K Supreme. Shout out K Supreme, friend of the show.
K Supreme, my shark twin.
Been on the show. We got a pop-up shop that you guys have done. What was going on with that? What we got? I know merch, some weed.
Yeah, we got merch, new strand. Feel me? Shout out to Young Marley. Shout out to my nigga K Supreme. Shout out to the Sharks, man. Shout out to the Taffy gang. We got a lot of strand. We dropping a mixtape that day too.
Really?
Yeah, that's what we doing.
So it's a joint tape? What is it?
Yeah, it's a joint tape, me and K Supreme.
It's fire. What's it called?
The Supreme Wick Shark.
The Supreme Wick Shark. Make sure y'all go tap into that. If you're watching this after the tape came out, go stream that, my guys. I fuck with y'all both, and I love K Supreme's music too. He's super underrated in my eyes, and I feel like people need to show him more love.
Definitely. Shout out to my boy.
And we get into fashion. You got some fashion stuff that you're doing with him.
Definitely.
I know you've linked up with some pretty legendary people. So what do you got going on in the fashion?
Shout out to my nigga Virgil. Definitely. Shout out to my nigga Bari. It's a lot of people though.
What was that like when you got to link up with Virgil? What did y'all discuss? Did he give you any?
Virgil really gave me. That's who really changed my outlook on all this shit too. Like honestly, like he dropped jewels on me too. But like the main thing he said was like basically everything needs an update. Like, basically, that's why he fucks with me. Like we were like an update in music. Everything needs an update. Like fashion is always gonna be like a new designer. Like it's always gonna be a new technician. It's gonna be always a new rapper, a new producer, anything like in all genres. You feel me? So that shit was crazy to me. I'm like, nah, real shit. It's always some new shit. Like a new Steve Jobs. Like it could be anything. There's new shit for everything, bro. Everything needs an update.
I haven't think about it like that. Like it makes sense because it's like every year, you see like new rappers coming out the city, new rappers coming out the country,
Facts.
people going on their own lineups, people coming off their own lineups.
Definitely. I was just happy that I was that update.
Yes.
You gotta be that update.
Yeah. And you brought something new to the game too.
Definitely.
So
that's the update.
Yeah, exactly. That's the update.
That's
They're gonna
update.
be you gonna be in the documentaries one day about this era of New York music.
Definitely. King of samples, man.
King of samples. So that project is out, right? We might get Merry Wickmas 2 by the end of this year. What else? What other music related things you have on the way? Because I know the people are excited. The people are itching for some new shit.
So I got Wick City. That was really. I was gonna do that shit first. I was trying to drop that shit like right after my deluxe. But me and K Preem shit about to drop the 27th, I believe.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just hold off on that shit. Then it's like right after that shit is fucking.
It's Christmas, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like damn.
Might have to put out Merry Wickmas.
Yeah, I might have to put out Merry Wickmas 2, then drop Wick City. It's like damn.
But that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, definitely a great
Because some
problem.
artists don't have some.
I'm backed up on music, honestly. Like honestly.
I'm backed up on interviews.
Real shit. Like I'm backed up on music. Like this shit is the vault.
But I think that that's a good thing because, sometimes people don't be having enough content to put out. You know what I'm saying? So, like, having that overabundance, like, I always say having a couple weeks worth of interviews in the stash is good because it means I'll never go, it's like never going hungry.
Definitely.
It's like, you got food in the pantry because you don't want to ever go hungry.
Definitely.
You got music in the stash, so you're never going to go hungry.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's why I love doing that shit. I make music every day, though. Like, every day, 24/8, bro. Like, it's hard to keep up with this shit.
You seem like someone who stays really focused and just kind of like, let me go do what I got to do. I'm going to have some fun while I'm doing it.
Facts.
But the music shit is the most important. That's what's always going to come first for you.
I stay focused. Gotta keep your eyes on the prize, bro. Definitely. A lot of niggas be slacking. I ain't getting tricked out this shit.
I got to ask because I've been staring at the chain this whole time. So what is this chain we have on?
Boogie Man, shout out to Aviani, man. Shout out to Avi, man.
That's a custom piece. That's a wick.
Definitely. That's a Boogie Man wick.
Is that a character you came up with yourself?
Definitely.
You drew that yourself? Or you got somebody draw
that's
for you?
an emoji.
Oh, that's an emoji? I couldn't even.
Facts.
I fuck with that. That shit fire.
Definitely. I look like that.
You don't look stupid. Well, I'm excited for these projects, bro. And I'm excited for everything that you got going on. And honestly, it was such an honor to have you here today.
Definitely.
After we spoken a few times through Ruby, through the DMs,
Definitely.
and
Shout out to Ruby.
and seeing everything that you've done has been so incredible, and I can't wait to see what you do next. I'm very excited for this joint with you and Preem. Like that shit, that's gonna be fire.
Definitely.
Wickmas 2 on the way. Wick City
2.
Wick City
That
2
shit
on the
definitely
way.
on the way. Wick City is definitely on the way.
I'm very excited for all that. Anything else that people got to be on the lookout for before we sign off here for the day,
All my
brother?
niggas tapes, man. Calvin on the way, man. You know that my son Big Yaya tape. My boy Big Baby tape, man. Twin shit. Like, it's a lot of shit we got on the way. Got a lot of shit in store. I wanted to say that shit about Queens too. Like, I gotta bring that up. Like, I'm the only Queens rapper that's getting booked for shows. A lot of niggas saying they got Queens. I'm the only Queens nigga that's getting booked for shows, man.
Yo, why he look so shocked when you said that? Look
I'm
at his
the only
face.
Queens nigga that's getting booked for shows right now. Like,
I wish I had a camera
Shout out
on
to
your
Queens,
people.
though.
Shout out to Queens, but you doing a good job of also bringing up your people with you. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like I can't wait to see what you and everybody else from Queens does in these next couple months.
I'm the only Queens nigga that passed the rock to all the guys, man. No hating shit, bro. All my niggas get the rock, bro. Like, I pass the rock to every member on my squad. Never leave nobody out, ever. Ever. Any features, any that they doing shit with my niggas too. Definitely.
I hope we could hear him on the mic when I put the interview up, because he echoing you, but he's saying some new shit. I fuck with that.
Definitely.
But even like that. Oh, okay. So last question before you leave, right? What do you feel like is the future of Queens sound and music?
The future?
Yeah, the future. If we look into the future, obviously,
what type of rappers out there that's...
Well, yeah, we can talk about upcoming rappers, but also like the sound and where you're gonna take it and everybody else is gonna take it as it evolves.
I mean, me and my niggas gonna take it to where we gonna take it to Grinch Mountain. Like, we gonna do our shit. Like I don't know what everybody else do. Cause I ain't worried about what everybody else gonna do. I ain't get this far by worrying about
other people.
That's how. But shout out to Queens. Shout out to all the upcoming rappers out there too.
Yeah, shout out to Queens. I gotta connect you with Boz. Boz, if you're watching this, hit my line. We gotta get you up with SB.
I don't even know a lot of Queens rappers. That's really, it's only a couple of us.
Right, but you know what? We gonna make these link ups happen. I definitely want to get Boz in tune with you. That way we can get more Queens love, more Queens representation together. And like I said, I'm excited for everything, bro. I think you have an incredible future ahead of you, and I think we about to do a lot more of these. I think this is only the beginning.
Definitely only the beginning, man.
Only the beginning. That's my favorite shit to say. It's only the beginning.
Only the beginning.
Well, look, I appreciate you. Let the people know where they can follow you at. Anything else you want to let them know? Now's the time to do it. This camera right over here.
Shit, yeah. At SB_BDZ, man. That's my gram. At the YouTube page, search Warhol Ave. That's really it, man. Grinch your life up, man. Grinch your lungs out. You know the vibe.
There you go, man. Shawny Binladen on the radar, baby. My brother. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, brody.